for example, from the very start, Joy said for her, she must always preserve this sense of mystery, right? She will not change in front of me. She will not use the toilet in front of me. And, she will use the shower generally, generally speaking, and we don't want to overshare here, it's got to be something where, whoa, it's also mysterious. It's not like we're doing the practical things and we're just changing in front of each other. That is something that we've heard and we now experience can be a killer because it's not mysterious. It's not exciting to see your spouse. Oh, wow. So that was one.
I won't poop in front of Edric.
Yeah.
Okay?
So she would never do that. She tries to be a lady like that. She won't fart and do these things. So anyway, that's one already. That's one practical thing. The other, and I love that how Joy talks about this, and I'm going to speak on your behalf. She shares, that we are each other's only option for sex. So if that's the case, then she does her part to make sure that she stays as quote unquote attractive or fit as possible, right? So she will make sure she dresses up properly, she works out, she eats well, because we are each other's only option for sex. So that was another very practical thing. She didn't just let herself go and say, wala, mag-asawa na tayo. So as is where is, right? Take me as I am. She really made an effort, and I really appreciated that. That I think helped me as a man, especially. So those would be the two: preserving that sense of mystery and trying to make an effort. She doesn't have to be like, and just make it clear to everybody, I never put the pressure on you better look this certain way, like how you were before, or you need to have this certain body or this certain look. I've never put that standard, which is why I'm sharing it, because she imposed that on herself. And I'm saying that I appreciated it because when I look back all these years, to your question, that mattered, that she made an effort to look as best she could, the way she dressed, the way she exercised and ate properly. So those would be, I think, already the ways that the sex has continued to be intimate, right?
Yeah, and I think that it's important, right, that you always still communicate with each other, have open communication, really enjoy one another, still have romantic encounters with each other that aren't just about sex, the physical part, but building intimacy with each other. And so then the sex becomes a natural part of that.
Especially
so there
women,
are times, right, when we're not communicating well, when things aren't okay in our relationship, and then the sex part may suffer. But as long as we're safeguarding also our own relationship with God and our marriage by really spending time with each other, we still have date nights to really connect, then that makes for a more conducive intimacy in the marriage. So I think that's also helped. And I think even when you have 6 kids, we find ways to, there's several rooms in the house, but
on a practical note,
I think that's what you ask.
Space, physical space and all that. But I'm trying to talk about how the intimacy remains intimate, right? How it continues on and it doesn't kind of wane. And those are the reasons why, even if we've had 6 kids, because the tendency is,
how do you keep the romance going? How do you keep the fire and the romance going?
I think that the point really is that's what sex is. At the end of the day, it is an indicator of intimacy. So if we're able to guard intimacy on all levels, for women, it's different. For men, obviously, for us, it's a lot more physical and visual. For them, for Joy, at least what I've seen for ladies, is it's a lot relational, right? So a lot of the buildup. My father-in-law, when he gives talks about this at retreats, he says, if you want to have sex on Monday, you start on. And if you want to have sex on Sunday, you start on Monday. So in other words, the whole week and everything happening around that is part of the experience. It's not just, hey, let's have sex right now, right? So that's intimacy. It's a large indicator of the relationship, how you're doing, so
we've asked each other also, right? Like, how often is often enough? And I think it's important for a wife, especially, to ask her husband that, because for some husbands it may be different. And every wife, I think, should ask her husband, how often would you like to have sex? And then we just have to do our part to do our best to make ourselves available also.